Right, viewers, today we have a special treat for you. Right now, I'm in the wild, approaching what I believe to be a Spencer Diaz. Previously only thought to be nocturnal, this species can be very aggressive. Lucky for us, I've got my rabies shot. Cheeky bastards they are. Let's see if we can get a little closer, shall we? Oh God, this is a bad situation to be in out in the open. With a wild Spencer running. Oh! What's up, brother?
What's going on?
So today we're over at Spencer's shop. We're gonna make his E36 a little bit better by putting in those Syncro Design Works trailing arm bushings that I showed you a couple weeks ago. And we're just gonna film the install, show you how to put them in like the easiest way possible since we actually rented the tool from them. And we'll take it from there. All right, so the first thing we got to do is take the trailing arms out of the pockets, and there's just 3 bolts here, 3 18mm bolts. Well, I hope they're 18s. Let's see. Yep, 3 18mm bolts. Let's see if we can crank them off here. No problem. All right, so taking those 3 bolts out, we're able to lower this bracket down, but it might not lower like past here to make it easy to get the bushing in, because if you have coilovers or anything, they're going to kind of keep this end up. So on Spencer's cars, he's got some coilovers back here. So we unbolted the coilover to be able to drop the knuckle down further. When you guys do this, make sure this is supported. Don't just like ram this nut out, because it's likely to cross-thread because of the tension on it. And make sure you support it so it doesn't hit you in the face. We used an axle jack here, but you can just hold it up with your arm and let it down slowly. Don't just let it fall. So you take this bolt out here, and you can take this bracket off, and then we have access to the bushing and the trailing arm. 18mm on the back, 18mm on the front. And you get the biggest impact gun you have available to you to take it off. All right, if you don't have any bigger tools available, just ugga-dugga it until it comes off, which we tested before we filmed this. That's the bracket. That's the trailing arm bushing that we're replacing. All right, let's check these babies out. Spencer Diaz, opening the box for the first time.
Ooh, shiny.
That's a happy Spencer if I've ever seen him.
Oh, no way. My favorite. I can't open it. Dang, I didn't know Syncro sells gummies.
So yeah, they're packaged like this. This is the tool that you can take out the old bushing and put in the new bushings with. And these are the actual bushings here. So we're going to disassemble this assembly and go take out the old bushings with this tool. And you can rent this from Syncro Design Works and just mail it back to them. So it'll cost you like $5. They rent it for free. So this is how you set this tool up. You can see these fingers come off this part of the tool here. And actually there's 2 little like slots in the rubber bushing area. You set these fingers in the slots here. You put the plate and the nut on the back, and make sure you lube this nut up and lube the bottom of this nut up. And then as you crank this down, it's going to pull this bushing out. This guy over here has been telling me if your bushings are old, it might be really difficult to take them out. Just take it slow, try not to ruin the tool, and eventually they will come out, but it might take some elbow grease. We're going to see how bad these are. These are actually factory bushings that have been in here, and Spencer says they have 120,000 miles on them. Let's see how this goes here. I'm supposed to do it by hand. Don't use an impact. So let's see how we do here. Make sure everything's straight, which this is not. I won't lie to you guys, it's getting pretty difficult, but I do see some light between the bushing and the trailing arm.
My ratchet, bro.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised if teeth on the ratchet broke.
Dude, that thing has paid for itself so many times. I've used that as a...
Out.
This is my only source of exercise. I used to have a lawnmower. That was my second source of exercise, but I got a ride on, so this is it. It's my first day, guys.
Here, dude. Switch tools. Less leverage. No, that's it. That's it. Oh, wait, it's a 19.
17.
Sorry. I thought this was 17. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. It was much easier for the last 1/16 of an inch came right out due to this mountain wrench.
That's the advertisement right there. Mountain wrenches, when you're almost done with the job, use these.
A great job, like.
I think they're including the wrong type of cones.
And there we go. You can see 120,000 miles of corrosion on there. The tool took it out. You can see real nasty stuff going on there. So yours probably look like this too. So if you got to tap it a little bit and get it broken apart, go for it. But just take it slow and easy. So it's recommended to get all this corrosion out of here before you press the new bushings in. So we're going to go ahead and go for it. We just got a little piece of scotch right here.
Didn't splinter so high and that one so low.
What? Yeah. And we're done. Nice and clean in there. So these are the drift specific ones. You can see we're going to put the large bushing on the outside of the trailing arm and the smaller bushing on the inside of the trailing arm, so that we're pushing the trailing arm in that bracket, and we're going to get more toe in because of that. If you had like an obscenely low car and you needed toe out to actually have a drive straight, you can reverse these and put the big one on the other side and get more toe out so you can drive straight or not veer off the road. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Installation is just the opposite of removal, so go at it, don't break the tool, have fun.
When you said,
Just kidding, guys, I'll show you how to do it. Now we got the tool set up here, opposite the way we had it set up to pull the bushing. We're going to use a ratchet or a mountain wrench to crank the bushing in this way. All right, so I didn't mention, but we actually took the offset spacers out of here before we did this. So we're going to use the flange of the bushing itself to push it in. We're not going to push through the center of it because you'll just tear the bushing apart basically doing that. So we're using the outside of the flange to get enough leverage to push this through the trailing arm. So if you look at this bushing, it's actually got like a knurl on the outside of it. This is due to the manufacturing differences in BMW trailing arms. So actually the size of this hole varies a little bit trailing arm to trailing arm, and these will make sure that you have a nice tight fit on this bushing. When you're cranking this thing in, once you hit these, it gets really difficult. You might want to take a break and go get those gummy bears out of the box, because we're going to be cranking on this thing. Oh, there they are. That still goes in pretty smoothly though. Yeah.
Your shit's worn out, bud.
Nice loosey-goosey trailing arm here. But I also got like a 2-foot mountain wrench on it. got to reposition the tool a little bit because when I set it up, it's kind of protruding into where the bushing is going to, actually, yeah, it's protruding into where the bushing is going to go, so I got to move it a little. So you don't have to crank on it, but we had some grease in there. I would say, basically when you see a little bit of grease kind of coming out the edge, it's probably perfect. You know the face is flat against the trailing arm. Didn't scratch it at all. That tool made it really nice. And you can see it just protrudes a little bit out the back, so just be aware when you're pushing it in if you have the tool a little crooked or something. Don't push it into the tool. Make sure you got room for it. Really nice bushings. And then since we want toe in, like I said, this is a drift car, which all these E36s should be. You can just drop that and then never find it again. All right, all installed. You can see this is going to be way inside on the bracket. So we got the big spacer on the outside, little spacer on the inside. And go ahead and put the bracket back on, bolt it back up to its home up there. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a struggle to get this bracket on. So the easiest thing to do is to actually like take the bolt and push the bearing over a little bit and kind of like start in the back and kind of rotate it on. So the tolerances are super tight in the bracket. So it might be a little struggle, but it does fit in there perfectly once you get it straight. And if you look, we are way offset inside. So we're gonna have a lot more inward toe, which is gonna be great for forward bite and drifting. Now all we gotta do, tighten this bolt here. Make sure you tighten this bolt. Actually, I've forgotten in the past, and you know I'm all wiggly here. But we're going to tighten this bolt. We're going to put it back up in its home there. And that's going to finish out this installation. And we are all done. Spencer's already starting on the other side. I think you guys got a pretty good idea about how to do this, so I'm not going to film Spencer just doing it again. Because I'm going to do it, yeah. But it's a shame to hide such a pretty bushing up there, but it's doing what we need it to. Nice tight tolerances. Overall, super nice bushing in general. So go get yourself a set. So Spencer's doing a great job installing that other side. I'm just gonna do an outro for you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Comment if I did something wrong, let me know. And yeah, we're gonna hammer out the other side. We'll see you next time.
When you said